Well, hello everyone, and welcome here to Bedford. Nick Anastas, Kristen Cameron with you, getting set for our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by the New Hampshire Tomahawks. It's the Bishop Guertin Cardinals and the Bedford Bulldogs, two rivals, two of the premier programs in Division I, colliding here at midseason. Rainy conditions on hand for tonight. Showers have come in and out through the area all day, and that's expected through the forecast through the game. So no national anthem tonight, no starting lineup introduction either, as we aim to get this one off the ground right at 5:30 sharp. Well, both these teams accustomed to winning. State championship winners in recent program history. Both bowed out in last year's quarterfinal round and are hoping to make a deep postseason run yet again this season. Of course, everybody in Division I is chasing defending champion Portsmouth. The Clippers are the only undefeated team in the division at 8-0. And Souhegan right behind them at 6-1. Sabres' lone loss came on this network against Portsmouth back in week number 2. South is 6-2, and then there's Bedford at 5-2. Bulldogs coming in riding a 4-game win streak after starting the season at 1-2. Bishop Guertin tied with Exeter right behind Bedford in the standings at 7-3. Bulldogs and Cardinals both playing well and coming off wins as of late. For Bedford, no problem on the road at Concord. Their last time out, 13-3. The final score there, and BG had put together a 4-game win streak of their own before falling against out-of-state power Westwood in a 1-goal difference, 8-7. Cardinals followed that up with a big win on the road at Salem back on Monday. That final was 16-4. Stick check going on here. Rainy conditions, as I mentioned. It's still coming down. The turf field here at Bulldog Stadium is a bit soggy, and that could pose a challenge for both these teams. Two veteran head coaches on the sideline. Longtime head coach Christine Hodgson, now in her 16th season with Bedford. Former BG player Callie Santos, started as an assistant, is now the head coach. And her predecessor, Leslie Y., is now her current assistant as well. So both these teams very familiar with each other, both players and coaches. Coming up, we get right to it. Opening face-off at the bottom of the hour, BG and Bedford. In our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, we are presented by the New Hampshire Tomahawks.
The New Hampshire Tomahawks promote the highest level of club lacrosse, not just in the state, but in the country. For over 20 years, 95% of New Hampshire All-Americans have been Tomahawks. Looking to get recruited? Their directors help each athlete find the right college fit through individual guidance, strong relationships, and consistent communication with college coaches. The Tomahawks prepare players to compete at the highest level, providing access to the best regional and national tournaments for maximum exposure. More than 1,000 alumni have gone on to compete at the collegiate level, including the ACC, Big Ten, Big East, Ivy, Patriot, NESCAC, NE10, and more. At the New Hampshire Tomahawks, players train with the same coaches and teammates, building elite skill, chemistry, leadership, and confidence. Every session combines high-level, position-specific instruction for all positions. The New Hampshire Tomahawks offer year-round training camps and leagues for ages 3 to 18 and spring, summer, and fall elite teams. So play with the best. The New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com. How can you reach your team's fundraising goals at no risk and no cost? MG Sports offers a variety of products to make your team's fundraiser a success. Their products include tickets and discount cards to hundreds of local businesses. MG Sports now has a digital platform where athletes can raise funds in the comfort and safety of their own home. So become another lacrosse program like Bedford, Goffstown, or Memorial that sets fundraising records every season. MG Sports, fundraising made easy. Visit mgsportsfundraising.com to start raising money for your team today.
The New Hampshire Tomahawks promote the highest level of club lacrosse, not just in the state, but in the country. For over 20 years, 95% of New Hampshire All-Americans have been Tomahawks. Looking to get recruited? Their directors help each athlete find the right college fit through individual guidance, strong relationships, and consistent communication with college coaches. The New Hampshire Tomahawks offer year-round training camps and leagues for ages 3 to 18, and spring, summer, and fall elite teams. So play with the best. The New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse.
Well, welcome back here to Bedford. As we join the action in progress, opening minute, we get a look at this from just a moment ago, a power move by Kaylee Cruikshank, the freshman, able to lower the shoulder and deliver to put BG on the board just 48 seconds in. We got started just a bit early here at Bulldog Stadium. So Cruikshank, who has continued to impress here in year number one, gets the Cardinals the start they were hoping for on the road. BG in their road greens, looking for win number 8 in game number 11. Bedford, of course, on their home field in their home whites. That's Gary Wong, the veteran official. 2 referees on the field, Wong and Margaret Metz, blowing the whistles today. Meanwhile, this is Lola Dumont, the junior, who's now 2 for 2 in the face-off circle. Cruikshank examining, and now back to the wing here for Bella Dawson. Cardinals look to swing it out. And this one ends up out of bounds. Nope, backed up. Kept inbounds there by Cam Layton. Cruikshank, another move, another score. Making it happen, 2 unassisted goals here early. And Bishop Guertin off to a dream start here on the road against their rivals 2-0. So Cruikshank, the freshman, came ready to play. 2 girls early. Just 81 seconds in. A blazing start here for Bishop Guertin as they capitalize on both their early possessions. So 2-0. Dumont trying to stay hot in the circle for the visitors. Lunging forward for Bedford is Mary Lenti, the sophomore. But this one ends up with the Cardinals in their own end. 3 defenders here in the area. BG's captain, Sydney Brophy, able to get to the ground ball, and now the Cardinals work right to left, looking for the clear. Across midfield, Cruikshank with speed. Here comes the freshman. Eye on the cage. Thought about it perhaps for a second. Ends up dumping it off behind the net. And the Cardinal attack once again will circle the perimeter. 2 minutes in, already 2-0 BG. Dawson being steered to her left. Slide comes over. Ball ends up bouncing towards the corner. Picked up off the hip there. Smooth motion by Layton. Saved the possession for the Cardinals. Bedford talking. You can hear it up here defensively. course, that's the goaltender with her head on a swivel, Irene Sy, the veteran senior. Meanwhile, this one gets past Sy for the shot and score. Charlotte Accomando, junior midfielder, lighting the lamp there. And BG guns blazing here in the opening minutes. Not a bad defensive effort by Molly Muir, but getting the step there for the goal is Accomando. So Bishop Guertin got off the bus, itching to play apparently. Throwing the first punch here, so to speak, at Bulldog Stadium. Bedford trying to recover. We've not seen the Bulldog attack set up yet. Meanwhile, let's welcome back to the booth. Fresh off Route 93, Kristen Cameron, my partner.
It's great to be here, Nick.
Thank you for coming. And, well, are you surprised here on what we've seen the first now 3 minutes? BG, back-to-back goals from the freshman Cruikshank, and then a moment ago from Accomando.
BG Bedford has always been a great rivalry. I'm not surprised to see a strong start from the Cardinals off the bus with legs ready to go. Now I think it's going to be about settling in for them. You know, they have the early momentum, but maintaining their composure, because a 3-goal lead in this game of girls lacrosse can go very quickly.
Well, my next question would be about the weather, but let's see what happens here as Cruikshank's shot not quite clean, dribbles behind the net. Scooped up again by Layton. Going to circle back around to the far wing. The Cardinals don't seem affected by the weather here so far, but certainly slick conditions could play a role.
Yeah, you know, they'll want to keep an eye out for the turf if they're able to, you know, get their feet underneath themselves. Sometimes dodging can be a bit more challenging. As you know, the sticks have changed so much over the years that now the mesh that the girls have in their sticks, it should hold its shape pretty well. I don't think we'll see too much of an impact.
Meanwhile, Sy able to clean up the ground ball after making her first save. The Bedford senior is going to fan the ball out to her left, and here comes Andy Nugent, one of the senior defenders. Muir going to take over and cross midfield. Muir going to race down the sideline here. Bedford looking for something in transition, a little bit of a bump. The ball comes out, and we get our first whistle with just over 4 minutes gone by. So now the Bulldog attack, trailing 3-0, is going to get their first shot. It's a bouncer. It ends up wide. We have a foot race behind the net, and it's won by the Bulldogs. The ball will stay right here at this end. 2 players behind the cage for Bedford. Sophia Harrington, the defender, making it tough. That ball is out again, briefly, before Bedford regroups.
Really good look inside there from Bedford. It's good to see good ball movement in this possession so far, other than that errant pass, but that was a good look inside. Long
pass was batted down, broken up, and ultimately taken away by Ava Brennan, the junior midi for Bishop Guertin. In net tonight, Emma Smith, sophomore, going to hook up with one of her teammates here on the clear attempt, and now at midfield, Dawson takes over.
Emma Smith has been having a strong season in goal for the Cardinals, making her varsity debut, and we just saw, you know, good save from her there. Having a strong goaltender can really create those extra possessions and be a huge impact for a team.
Good to get involved early if you're in that situation as well, to kind of work out some of the jitters.
Yes,
maybe.
For goalies, an early save, a good first clear, that can really build confidence and affect their play the rest of the game.
Meanwhile, Accomando drop it off behind the net again. BG a 3-0 lead. All 3 goals came early in the opening minutes. Cardinals threatening to add a 4th here as we hit the midway point of this opening quarter. The rain has not let up either. It's come down pretty hard and pretty consistently. Shot there, may have hit a defender. Bounces out of bounds.
Yeah, we're going to see a yellow card here. Yep. Good eyes, Nick. That shot by Cruikshank. So if you hit another defender either with your stick or the ball, that's going to be a dangerous propel. And so she's going to be sidelined for 2 minutes.
And that call can be warranted even if it was unintentional, correct?
Yeah, unintentional. It's just for player safety. You only want to take a shot if you have that clear lane to cage, and that's also why they call the shooting space foul, to make sure they're keeping that lane clear.
So we have an EMO for Bedford. Bulldogs need a break. They trail 3-0. Going to test the waters here up top. That's Muir. What are we seeing here defensively, Kristen?
Yeah, so, it seems like Bedford is taking their time. BG they have to play really smart right here because they're going to leave someone open on the backside. And so if Bedford can move that ball quickly, BG just has to be on it. Communication is really big in a woman down situation.
Nearly a turnover in the middle of the defense. Eloise Montagano is going to watch this one, find the back of the net. That's a goal for Montagano. And Bedford needed that one. EMO goal here to get on the board with just outside of 5 minutes to play first quarter.
Really good look and feed inside there. Like I mentioned in that earlier possession, I was seeing good things from Paige Gibson behind the cage. Good vision. This time she's able to connect with Eloise Montagano. Really good finish. And that's the kind of opportunity that Bedford needed to capitalize to get back into this game.
So the penalty hurts Bishop Guertin as Montagano cashes in. EMO goal makes it 3-1.
3-1 with Cruikshank for the Cardinals, still sidelined, so that 2-minute yellow card is non-releasable on a goal.
Freshman watching from the penalty box. This one up in the air, takes a couple of bounces right on the 50-yard stripe before Bedford is able to control from the wing. Carly Hodgson-Rogers, one of these senior leaders for the Bulldogs, coming up with the ground ball. Bulldogs, a chance here to cut BG's lead in half. Still on the EMO. Here's the cutter. Catch, shot, and score. Tic-tac-toe. Montagano, her second. The pass on time and on target. Bedford now with some momentum. Back-to-back goals. It's 3-2.
Another great look inside. Yeah, this time that connection between Montagano, she's seeing it. Like, she's watching her defender and knowing when to time your cut. As a cutter, timing is key. BG, they're going to need to look to communicate better on that. Stick to stick really tight. There's some room for improvement in their defensive set.
Back-to-back EMO goals, just 27 seconds apart. Bedford riding a streak at midfield as well, a face-off win. And again, still on the EMO here, we get a brief whistle, a premature restart. Montagano itching to get going, now does get the green light, dumps it off, goal line extended. And we have a violation here on her way to the cage. Took a whack. This one will be free position. And it'll come from the right wing.
This time, the other Montagano sister, we've got Liza on the free position line.
Liza, the freshman. Irene Sy awaiting. Bedford a chance to tie, perhaps. We get a false start. Montagano, a little early there on the start. Gary Wong, the official, was all over it. So an opportunity there missed by Bedford. BG is going to hold on to the lead. They're going to clear it out of their own end. And now they're going to go to work here right to left, trying to extend their 3-2 lead.
Yeah, so the key here for the Cardinals is going to be patience. They want to work this ball around, make really smart decisions. It can be tempting to just go right to the cage, but until that yellow card is officially released, they want to keep this ball moving, keep running this out.
Closing seconds of the EMO. Dumont, a swim move. And going to pump the brakes again to try and work some clock. Inside of 3 minutes here, first quarter. BG, a quick 3-0 lead. First two goals came in the first 81 seconds of the game. They both came from the freshman Cruikshank, and then Charlotte Accomando made it 3-zip. Bedford moments ago, back-to-back EMO goals to crawl back within one. Rain continuing to fall here at Bulldog Stadium. Dawson, nowhere to go, pushed out by Melanie Gibson. Another member of this class of 2026 for Bedford.
Yeah, so being even strength right now, again, BG's continuing to work the ball. Bedford seems to be sliding well on defense. Looks like they're talking through those switches and slides, which is a good sign for the Bulldogs.
You can hear the chatter and have throughout the quarter. And that's, I imagine, something both head coaches preach, right? Communication on defense.
Most definitely. That is the way to be effective. Defense is part athleticism, but I would say the majority of communication and knowing where your teammates are and when to help.
Sy with her second save. Able to deny on the doorstep. Bedford going to flip field position, or try to. This ball rolls away from the freshman Liza Montagado and out of bounds. So that ride helping out there for the Cardinals as they get the ball back. Final 90 seconds, first quarter. Both teams with two of the division's better rides. We've seen that already impact things here in the first. It won't on this play. No problem for Dawson. And after the clear, the Cardinals go back to work on the attack as we approach the final minute of this first quarter.
Yeah, the Cardinals seem to be opting for more settled look. Haven't seen them push hard in transition yet, so it seems that they've really been practicing these offensive sets, and that was a beautiful screen.
Samantha Butler comes off the pick, and the freshman pulls the trigger. That one a deep shot just inside of a minute. 4-2, Cardinals a little breathing room as they come up with an answer goal.
So as we mentioned, that pick right there from Charlotte Accomando was perfect. She made the defender bite. They got caught up a little bit, and just perfect room for Butler for a really great shot. Snipes that top right corner.
So 3 different goal scorers now for Bishop Guertin. It's a 4-2 lead here for the Cardinals. BG, they've won 4 of their last 5. Bedford has won 4 straight. Both teams hot coming in. Bulldogs at 5-2. BG right behind them at 7-3. This one is a little early, I think.
Yeah, it looks like they're gonna redo that one. When you asked me at the start, my surprise to see the Cardinals come out strong after that 1-goal loss to Westwood that they just came off of. I think they played a good game, but were just not quite there. And so I think you have a lot to prove, and you want to fight back in your next game.
That was an 8-7 final against out-of-state Westwood. Meanwhile, another face-off win on the draw for BG. They're going to hit the gas here, but nowhere to go ultimately for Dumont. We'll drop it off for Layton. And again, the Cardinals look to execute here with inside of 40 seconds to go in the quarter. Grushenk able to draw the slide. Little face dodge here from Accomando. Good defense by Bedford. Forces the pass, and now Butler will swing it to her left.
Teams practice this scenario, this end of game, end of quarter. So being able to work the clock and really find that last perfect opportunity.
Well, Butler's going to draw some contact here. That'll freeze the clock with 12 seconds to go. And Butler from 8 meters out here with a free position shot. She's going to look to her left, talk to her teammates here. The official drops his arm. Butler charges the cage. That one's set aside by Side. Side with a third stop here. BG looking for one more shot. Closing seconds. Accomando. Shot! And score. We've got a buzzer beater here at the end of the first quarter. Second goal for Charlotte Accomando. Played that one perfectly, and BG is going to end the quarter with an exclamation point.
Looking at that goal, looks like it was number 15, Kaylee Cruikshank on that one, who rolled the crease, which is good to see. She didn't let that yellow card deter her. She came right back in, good energy, and ends the quarter on a really strong note.
4-2 BG, now 5-2 Cardinals after 1. Bedford looks for a response when we come back. You are watching our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week presented by the New Hampshire Tomahawks.
Hampshire Tomahawks promote the highest level of club lacrosse, not just in the state, but in the country. For over 20 years, 95% of New Hampshire All-Americans have been Tomahawks. Looking to get recruited? Their directors help each athlete find the right college fit through individual guidance, strong relationships, and consistent communication with college coaches. The New Hampshire Tomahawks offer year-round training camps and leagues for ages 3 to 18, and spring, summer, and fall elite teams. So play with the best. The New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com.
Well, it was Kaylee Cruikshank, the freshman, was putting together quite a first quarter. 3 goals to lead BG to a 5-2 lead after 12 minutes here at Bulldog Stadium. Nick Anastas, Kristen Cameron with you. It's our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by the New Hampshire Tomahawks, week number 4 statewide. 2 premier programs, Kristen, 2 rivals. You know all about that rivalry, having been a part of it about a decade or so ago. And, of course, high expectations year in and year out. Last year, these 2 teams both made early exits, early by their standards, of course, losing in the quarterfinals, hoping to get a little further down the road in the playoffs this season.
Yeah, these teams, they have a very high standard for themselves. Both teams want to be in that championship game, win it at the end of the season. Both teams have, a really strong history of success, and so both of these programs are focused on getting back to that place.
This one goes to Bedford. Acamando slashed at from both sides. Going to draw the whistle, and Bedford will keep it here. BG got the start they wanted. 3 goals in the opening 3 minutes. Cruikshank, Acamando. Bedford, following a BG penalty, cashed in with 2 of their own. 27 seconds apart. Both EMO goals from Eloise Montagano. And then the tail end of that quarter, 2 goals in the final minute for the Cardinals, Samantha Butler, and then Cruikshank just before break, able to beat the buzzer to end the first quarter on a high note. So Bedford with work to do if the Bulldogs want to extend the win streak here. We get a restart up top, pass batted down, it goes back to Muir. Muir now being pressed out by Leah O'Block, another member of this strong freshman class for Coach Santos.
Yeah, the Cardinals have, you can see, a lot of youth is performing well for them. That looks, looking ahead to the next few years, these players will only to continue to develop. They practice hard, they play hard, really, really well coached here. And a lot of girls who play on the club scene year-round, it really shows when they get to the high school level and know how to, play competitively, play physically.
Meanwhile, Muir finds the cutter. We've got another hat trick, this one for Bedford. The senior, Eloise Montagano, starting to get hot here. 5-3 now as Bedford once again able to execute on the attack.
Yeah, that's a connection we've seen, I think, 3 times now with Gibson, the feeder. She's keeping her head up. She's seeing the opening really well. Those 2 have a good thing going. And the Cardinals, they sent 2 defenders, 2 to Gibson, but still it wasn't enough to get their sticks in the passing lane.
Nice catch in traffic by Montagano as well. And despite the contested release, able to find her spot. So Bedford back within 2. Hoping to ride that momentum in the face-off circle. Instead, it bounces to Lola Dumont, and the junior has it for Bishop Guertin. Dumont at full speed, trying to weave away from the defender, Hodgson Rogers.
It's really good to see Lola Dumont back and making an impact this season after missing much of the 2025 season. She is a player who's a true 2-way midfielder, and Cardinals are happy to have her back.
Back and fully healthy, right, at this point?
Yeah, she looks great.
Meanwhile, one-on-one with the freshman, Cruikshank. Back behind the cage now. 2 players behind net for the Cardinals. Long possession here for BG. Just over 2 minutes in, second period. Accomando wants a one-on-one. Going to hit the gas, goes to her right, draws a slide, reverses direction, back to the middle. Shot jammed on the release. Ends up out of play behind the net.
Yeah, another good job by Bedford. You mentioned that slide. I think the key for BG there is when you draw the slide, move the ball quickly, because when that slide comes from down low, you're going to leave a player open pretty much right on the crease. So if you can draw that slide and have that IQ to move the ball quickly, you can find an opening.
Meanwhile, Dumont finds some space. Shot off the back foot, sails high and wide. It was backed up in that back corner by Butler. BG will keep it right here. 3 minutes in, second quarter. 5-3 Cardinals. Rogers playing some good defense there. Hodgson Rogers forces a tough shot from Dumont. And once again, the Cardinals in the right spot on the backup. High pass, Cruikshank had trouble reeling it in. BG trying to settle down here. 3.5 into the quarter.
Yeah, BG's they're playing the slow game here. I'd like to see, I know that they're capable of playing fast. Looks like they'll work on getting something going here, but it's good to change things up. Sometimes you have a slow set, and then the next time push that transition offense, play a little bit faster, because like I said, this 2-goal lead that they had is nothing to be comfortable with.
Meanwhile, a good defensive play by Molly Muir. Able to shuffle it up ahead to Montagado. And now back to the middle for Mary Lenti. Lenti, a good move. Face dodge to her right. That shot whizzing by the goaltender and out of play.
Lenti was probably one of the most impactful freshmen that I saw in the state last year. She was really dominant, especially in the draw circle. She's a really strong dodger, so we'll look to see her get involved in these last 3 quarters of the game.
One of 5 sophomores on the roster for Coach Hodgson. Meanwhile, tiptoeing that back line, not quite successfully. It was Montagano. It's turned over back to the Cardinals. Tried to keep it in bounds, but ran out of room. Meanwhile, a couple of passes later, and there's green grass here for Ava Brennan. The junior makes a defender miss. Nears midfield. 2 defenders now in the area. Brennan trying to reverse direction. Short pass. Ends up on the ground. Junior Sophia Harrington trying to find it for the Cardinals. It's her teammate Olivia Baker who comes to the rescue. The senior able to complete the pass up the far sideline, but Dumont in trouble. Double teamed and stripped, and now there's a good old-fashioned ground ball pileup. Bedford gets to it. Montagado has 3 goals to her credit, comes up with a key ground ball there. Bulldogs trying to stay in bounds. Montagano tiptoeing the sideline. We get a whistle, and we get a timeout. Coach Hodgson, 16 years on the job, able to bail her team out there with a timely timeout. We near the midway point of this second quarter. Cardinals in front, 5-3. Our broadcast is brought to you by the New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse. Find out more at nhtomahawks.com and also girls.nhtomahawks.com. By Beals Insurance, locations now in Bedford, Londonderry, and Epping. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Visit BealsInsurance.com. By MG Sports Fundraising, that's fundraising made easy. MG Sports Fundraising is the official fundraising partner of Friday Night Lights New Hampshire. Visit mgsportsfundraising.com and start raising money for your team today. And finally, by Jewett Construction. Come join us to build something great. Planning, architecture, construction management, and proud sponsors of their Trades Scholarship Program. Apply now at JewettConstruction.com. Nick Anastas, Kristen Cameron with you. It's our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week presented by the New Hampshire Tomahawks. We near mid-season. 2 rivals meeting up here on a rainy Wednesday afternoon. BG looking for their 8th win of the season. Bedford hoping to reel off their 5th straight win. Cardinals got a quick 3-0 lead. Since then, it's been pretty even as Bedford has settled back in.
It has been. I think one of the things we'll see coming out of this timeout is hopefully both teams cleaning up their transition game. We saw some back and forth, some turnovers, ball getting thrown out of bound. I really like that timeout from Coach Christine Hodgson-Rogers. Gives her team a chance to reset. They caused a really critical turnover there where they can use this possession to close that goal deficit, bring the game back within one. I like that move. They just needed to reset here.
So out of the timeout, Bedford going to have to work out of their own end. Pass is off target, but it's scooped up at midfield again by Montagano. This one, though, over the head of the receiver. BG does get to it. Then Dawson's pass. It's too strong for Accomando. Accomando, a good hustle. But the junior unable to get there in time. So Bedford will get it right here at midfield as we hit the midway point second quarter.
So it seems my wishes for that timeout did not quite come true yet with 2 turnovers right from the start. But
only so much you can do against both of these talented rides, though, right?
Yeah, they are playing hard in the middle of the field. We have to give them credit for that.
Both teams have looked good. Here's a tough one. Sidearm release and a good stop on the doorstep. Smith from her knees able to keep that one clean. Cardinals still out in front 5-3.
Great save by Emma Smith. I was expecting to see Mary Lenti from Bedford get more involved, but she telegraphed that one. So when you drop your hands and you shoot low, it's an easier one for the goalie to see all the way through.
Coming up on 5 minutes to play first half. The lights are on. Not quite sundown yet, but overcast skies. The lights perhaps set to help out big time in the second half. BG and their road greens are going to swing it around. That was the first word you used tonight, Kristen, was patience. That's been clearly the approach here for the visitors.
It has been, yeah. I don't mind it. I like that they have the composure. They seem to move the ball well, but there's going to hit a point where, one dropped pass or one turnover here, this game could get even closer. And so I'd like to see them play a little bit faster.
Meanwhile, Cruikshank wants a one-on-one, trying to back the defender down, goes left, shot, and score. Boy, what a first half for the freshman Kaylee Cruikshank. Now 4 goals. Bishop Guertin back out in front by 3. Some more one-on-one action there along the near wing.
Yeah, that was a good time to go. I really like that she uses both hands there. So initially she dodges hard right, rolls back to her left, is able to place that ball really well. I think her teammates also do a good job of holding space. You see Lola Dumont has that awareness there. She's not gonna screen. She's gonna let her go. And what a day for Cruikshank.
Yeah. So 6-3. Not much you can do defensively there, right? It was a pretty good effort, but just a better play by Cruikshank.
Yeah, now that you see that she has the hot hand today, though, and if you see her dodging like that, they might look to send a second slide even earlier to her because she might be, one of the Cardinals' go-to players for the rest of the game.
Would that be an adjustment for halftime, potentially?
Yeah,
that type of adjustment.
I would make it now with 4 goals on the day already. That's the kind of player that you need to try and shut down.
Meanwhile, physical play at midfield results in a whistle. It's Bedford ball. Hodgson-Rogers, one of, how many seniors for Bedford? 7. One of the more veteran teams in the division.
Yeah, Hodgson-Rogers, she stands out all over the field just from her speed. She's always quick to the ball, quick in transition.
Meanwhile, good takeaway. This is BG's Ava Brennan. Outlet taken far side. Room for Olivia Baker. Baker going to win the foot race against Lenti. Completes the clear. 3.5 to play second quarter. Bishop Guertin has played with the lead throughout. And they now have a chance to take their largest lead of the first half. It won't happen here, though. That pass overhead and turned over. Too high for the freshman Mackenzie Rodell.
Yeah, that's the kind of, pass, like I was saying, if you're playing slow and just you have one slip up like that, you can have run a lot of the clock down and not really gotten much out of it.
Now Bedford, right to left. Paige Gibson, the sophomore. Going to knock the defender down here and give it up. Bedford looking for really an extended set of their own. Their possessions have not been quite as long as Bishop Guertin's here in the first half.
No, they have not. And, I think one of the things we can attribute to that is BG is playing a high-pressure defense. They're playing pretty far out. We see a lot of their defenders playing the ball far out past the 12, even, 20, 25-yard line. And so it is hard for Bedford to break through to the inside with this high-pressure D.
Yeah, Baker, the defender here, coming way out. This is Bedford's Emerson Drawn, sophomore, trying to hook up with her classmate Gibson behind the cage. The official Gary Wong blows the whistle, and we've got a restart coming just outside of 2 minutes to play until halftime. There's a pass, shot, sent right back. Defender may have gotten a piece of it. Either way, Smith seemed ready. Ground ball, though, stays with Bedford, and the Bulldogs will have another chance.
Yeah, it was another really good look from Paige Gibson to the inside, but Lola Dumont from the Cardinals was there ready for that back check.
Meanwhile, Gibson bodied up by the defender. Pushed out, goal line extended. That's Harrington getting down and dirty for BG. Now Hodgson Rogers takes a tumble. Slipped on the wet turf. May have been pushed. The officials will keep it here.
Yeah, I think that's a good call. When you see, the arms extending away from the body, the stick going horizontal, the refs are going to call that most of the time.
Meanwhile, Gibson on a back door is going to cash in. Able to take the pass in high overhead and in one motion beats the Bishop Guertin sophomore in goal, Emma Smith. So a goal for Mary Lenti, who's been working hard here so far in the game. It pays off, and a good pass from up top there from Hodgson Rogers.
Yeah, Mary Lenti's time was coming to make one fall.
Right.
That was a good way to capitalize on the foul from the Cardinals. Carly Hodgson Rogers with a good look, good poise there. And that's good to close this lead before halftime.
Comes just outside of a minute to play, 6-4 now. Bedford trailed by as many as 3 a couple of different times in this first half, including right off the bat. It was 3-0 Cardinals after the game's opening minutes. Meanwhile, Muir and Dumont, that's been the battle in the face-off circle. Bedford going to win it here. A good bounce goes to Montagano on the wing, and now the officials are going to say, hang on a second. Minute 10 to play until halftime. Coming up at halftime, stats, highlights, analysis, full recap. Out-of-town scoreboard coming your way as well. All on the way at halftime. Both these teams once again ranked in the top 10 of the NH- High School Sports Media / Coaches poll. That's the week-to-week poll to watch. Bishop Guertin at number 5 this week. Bedford at number 8. Meanwhile, a whistle. It's going to take the clock inside of a minute. And a free position shot coming from the near side wing. It's Molly Muir, the sophomore for Bedford.
Yeah, Molly Muir, she dodged. She drew the shooting space foul. Let's see what she can do.
And she's going to put it high to low, stick side, able to beat Emma Smith. And Bedford right back in this one, only down 1. It's now 6-5. It's also the first free position shot goal we've seen in this first half.
It's a great multi-goal run for the Bulldogs. They even, this half's not over. 40 seconds, you can do a lot with it. But they've really, cleaned up some of those mistakes from earlier in the game. They seem to have settled in. I think they're settling into the physicality as well with the Cardinals' defense is playing. So really good to see them take a little bit of that contact and then do something with it.
So Bedford has made Bishop Guertin pay for their mistakes. 2 EMO goals in that first quarter and a free position shot goal here late in the second. Face-off goes to Dumont, the speedy junior with 30 seconds to work. Coming downhill here to her right. Defender on her hip trying to steer, going to reverse direction. Comes back middle, face dodge, shot, and score. Lola Dumont determined on that possession there with the clock winding down. The goal comes with inside of 22 seconds to play in this first half.
Another really good two-handed play. She's dodging hard with her right hand and then rolls back to her left and is able to finish. We saw a similar goal earlier with that roll back to the left hand. She's got a really powerful shot. Like I said, 40 seconds. There was plenty of time to do something with, and Lola Dumont took it to the cage.
Tough to stick with a player who's coming with that kind of speed and momentum if you're the defender, right?
It is, and that's, 2 goals on that wing there. That's where, the Bulldogs may look to make a change, send a slide earlier, and try and stop those downhill Dodgers.
Bedford working against the clock here inside of 10 seconds. Bulldogs would love one more shot. Gibson trying to find her teammate, but she's surrounded by green jerseys, and that brings us to the halftime horn. A battle going on as expected here in Bedford. Bishop Guertin looking good so far. A 7-5 lead on the road at halftime. Coming up in a moment, a look back at that first half, full recap, stats, highlights, analysis. We'll get Kristen's keys to the second half, and we'll also take a peek at the out-of-town scoreboard as well. Bishop Guertin 7, Bedford 5. You are watching our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week. It's presented by the New Hampshire Tomahawks.
New Hampshire Tomahawks promote the highest level of club lacrosse, not just in the state, but in the country. For over 20 years, 95% of New Hampshire All-Americans have been Tomahawks. Looking to get recruited? Their directors help each athlete find the right college fit through individual guidance, strong relationships, and consistent communication with college coaches. The Tomahawks prepare players to compete at the highest level, providing access to the best regional and national tournaments for maximum exposure. More than 1,000 alumni have gone on to compete at the collegiate level, including the ACC, Big Ten, Big East, Ivy, Patriot, NESCAC, NE10, and more. At the New Hampshire Tomahawks, players train with the same coaches and teammates, building elite skill, chemistry, leadership, and confidence. Every session combines high-level, position-specific instruction for all positions. The New Hampshire Tomahawks offer year-round training camps and leagues for ages 3 to 18 and spring, summer, and fall elite teams. So play with the best. The New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com. How can you reach your team's fundraising goals at no risk and no cost? MG Sports offers a variety of products to make your team's fundraiser a success. Their products include tickets and discount cards to hundreds of local businesses. MG Sports now has a digital platform where athletes can raise funds in the comfort and safety of their own home. So become another lacrosse program like Bedford, Goffstown, or Memorial that sets fundraising records every season. MG Sports, fundraising made easy. Visit mgsportsfundraising.com to start raising money for your team today.
The New Hampshire Tomahawks promote the highest level of club lacrosse, not just in the state, but in the country. For over 20 years, 95% of New Hampshire All-Americans have been Tomahawks. Looking to get recruited? Their directors help each athlete find the right college fit through individual guidance, strong relationships, and consistent communication with college coaches. The New Hampshire Tomahawks offer year-round training camps and leagues for ages 3 to 18 and spring, summer, and fall elite teams. So play with the best. The New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse.
Start of the second half here in Bedford. Bishop Guertin a 7-5 lead over the Bulldogs in our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by the New Hampshire Tomahawks. Nick Anastas, Kristen Cameron, on a rainy Wednesday night here in early May, just about mid-season for these two teams. Bedford with a 4-game win streak on the line. They're going to start the second half on a high note, a face-off win for the home team. However, ball is loose on the near side and turned over to Bishop Guertin, the freshman Cruikshank, who had quite the first half in the mix. The official going to sort this one out. Busy night so far for this two-person crew, Gary Wong and Margaret Metz. BG jumped out in front 3-0. The aforementioned Cruikshank, the first 2 goals. Charlotte Accomando added the third. BG took advantage, or rather Bedford took advantage of a BG penalty, and that got them on the board. Back-to-back EMO goals for Eloise Montagano. Cardinals closed the first quarter with 2 goals in the final minute. Samantha Butler, and then a third for Cruikshank. 5-2 BG after 1 second quarter. Bedford gets a third from Montagano. 5-3 at that point. Cruikshank a fourth for BG. 6-3 Cardinals. Then Bedford back-to-back goals in the final minute 17. Mary Lenti and then Molly Muir on a free position shot. Lola Dumont, with less than 22 seconds, scored for BG and brought the Cardinals to halftime in front 7-5.
I loved what I saw right there from Dumont. So she dodges hard. She has multiple defenders slide to her, and instead of continuing to force it through, she kicks it out to her teammate. She finds Charlotte Accomando, and then Charlotte has the free position right there, draws a shooting space, and is able to finish.
Able to capitalize over the shoulder. Beating Irene Tsai to make this one now 8-5 as BG has matched their largest lead from earlier. Accomando a second goal, and you could see the strategy there, just charge the cage.
Yeah, good job by Accomando getting to the inside there. She's able to tuck under her defender, and she finishes it. Accomando committed to Lynn University, having a good day for herself.
So the Cardinals, who have led throughout the game, out in front by a 3-goal margin for the third time tonight, leading 8-5. It's been a battle at the circle. It's been exclusively Lenti versus Dumont. Lenti gets the better of it here. A knee-high ground ball on the far wing is going to set up Bedford on the attack.
This is a critical possession for Bedford. They lost some momentum at the end of the first half. Good draw control by Lenti. She's been heating up, but this would be a good one for them to claw a goal back.
Meanwhile, this Cardinal defense has not given Bedford much room to breathe here. And as evidenced here, Bulldogs' Liza Montagano driven out by the defender. Muir will try her luck, draws a slide. Looks for Cutter on the backside. Ball ends up on the ground, but the official is going to penalize the defense with a whistle.
Yeah, really high pressure D. They're making body contact, but not to the extent that that's getting fouled. That was just a discipline call there. An empty stick check on the Cardinals is what reset them.
Traffic up top. Shot, knocked aside. Emma Smith, the sophomore, on her first start of the season. Looked pretty good for Bishop Guertin. That's her 4th save unofficially. Pass ends up at the top of the box before it's fished out by Lenti. Bedford keeps it at this end. Already 3 minutes gone by, third quarter. Bulldogs trailing by 3.
Now there's no shot clock here in girls high school lacrosse, so the Bulldogs are not in any rush. They have all the time to wait for the right opportunity to find that opening in this really rock-solid defense from the Cardinals.
There have not been too many cracks in this defensive unit tonight. Meanwhile, the coach's daughter takes over. That's Carly Hodgson Rogers, one of 7 seniors for Bedford. Slows things down on the far wing, shaded by Accomando, the defender. Her pass too strong and turned over. Well, ultimately it's that pressure on the pass, right, that can turn things upside down.
Yeah, the Cardinals are not letting up, and with them, pushing out so far, any kind of, stick contact, moving of the hands the tiniest bit can make that pass go awry.
4 minutes in, third quarter. Cardinals have extended their halftime lead to now 8-5. BG winners of 4 of their last 5. They're 7-3 on the season. Of course, everybody in Division I chasing two-time defending champion Portsmouth. The Clippers, the lone unbeaten team remaining in Division I at 8-0. Meanwhile, big hit here. A little too rough for the officials' taste. BG's going to get the ball back.
Yeah, Nick, you mentioned Portsmouth. They are the team to beat, and no one has come close yet. I think Sauhegan came within 6 goals, but that has been their toughest contest of the season. They are firing on all cylinders.
That was a matchup that we covered here on Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire, late last month. That broadcast still up on our YouTube channel, of course, under the videos section. And if you have not done so already, please like and subscribe. Friday Night Lights New Hampshire is on YouTube at FNLNH Media. Meanwhile, Lola Dumont goes down the alley. Her shot attempt a little wide. It is backed up, however. After some good hustle from freshman Mackenzie Rodell, it'll stay here. Another shot from up top, saved by Sy. She'll scoop it up in the crease for Bedford.
Yeah, Butler tried another one of those long-range shots there. Happened to work earlier, but I think, she could use a little bit more discipline in that situation, take it in closer to the cage. That is typically really hard to shoot from that far out.
Meanwhile, this one is a violation near the net by Sy.
Yeah, it looks like she may have gone back into the crease.
Yes.
So, the goaltender, once they've got 10 seconds in the crease, once they step back out, they cannot go back in.
Great split dodge, and it's cashed in by Dumont. Second goal for the junior midfielder, Lola Dumont. Able to go right down the middle there. And BG, for the first time, leads now by 4, 9-5 our score as we close in on the midway point third quarter.
Yeah, you could see Irene Sy was so frustrated there because it was just an unfortunate turnover, just a slight misstep, and then the Bulldogs' defense never really got set again. Dumont charged down the center and finished it low.
High IQ play there, right?
Yeah, really, that's exactly what you want to do. You want to restart quickly while the defense is unsettled.
So Dumont, who scored in the closing seconds before halftime, gets a goal here just outside the midway point third quarter. She's going to get a break in the circle as well, a well-deserved break, as Kaylee Cruikshank takes over. Quick whistle here, and this is going to be Bulldog possession.
Noticeably absent for the Cardinals on the draw circle is Abby Lynn, senior midfielder headed to Boston University.
Right.
She has yet to make an appearance this season, but she's one of those names and those players that are someone you definitely miss, who has a really strong presence in the midfield, especially on that draw circle.
If she's able to come back, that would give BG a major boost. One of their veteran leaders, one of their better two-way players. Certainly would be a welcome addition for the stretch run for head coach Callie Santos.
Certainly would. In the meantime, though, it's given the opportunity to other players to step up, younger players like Cruikshank today having the game that she is.
Right. Meanwhile, Lenti in a physical battle here with Dumont. This has been a fun matchup to watch. Nearing the 5-minute mark now, third quarter. Bedford hoping the attack can kick into gear here. Yet to score since halftime.
BG's not making anything easy for them. Even pressure behind the cage is something you don't typically see. They are leaving no pass uncontested.
Right. Meanwhile, shot sent back. Good look there from Gibson from straight away, but a fifth save now registered by Smith. Meanwhile, turned over. the Bedford ride, producing a ground ball victory. Now Hodgson Rogers, high pass into traffic, knocked away at the top of the slot, and scooped up on a knee-high bounce by Bishop Guertin. Full sprint to midfield. Pretty good play by the captain, Sidney Brophy. Brophy escorts the ball to safety, and Bishop Guertin, after a long stretch there by Bedford. Cardinals set to bring on the attack here as we near 4 minutes to go, third quarter. Intercepted. Boy, great read there. That's Bedford's Peyton Bolduc, the junior defender.
Yeah, really, really great play from Bolduc. She has that awareness, keeping her head up. Looks like the ref's going to wait for her. They want her to get back in bounds before she restarts this play.
Now a full sprint by Muir. Short pass taken by Liza Montagano. And the freshman going to go all the way behind the cage. 3.5 to go, third quarter. Bulldogs hoping to make this a 3-goal difference again.
Yeah, Bedford with a different look. This time they're stacking their cutters behind the cage, having them wrap the crease. But that was a bit of a risky pass. Unless that was deemed a shot, that's going to be a turnover.
It is, given back to BG. Meanwhile, Harrington fishes it up ahead to Dumont. Dumont gets the clear. Bulldogs hoping to get back on defense. Dumont now comes to a crawl.
Yeah, after a quick turnover for the Cardinals in that earlier offensive possession, I expect them to settle this. They're going to get the ball around, get their touches in before they set something up.
Meanwhile, the sky continues to darken a bit. The lights are on and becoming more and more necessary here at Bulldog Stadium. The rain has ceased, at least for the moment, as it came down consistently throughout the first half. Dumont, tough catch, goes to her right, draws a slide. Bedford able to keep her out. Now Dumont strolls behind the cage. Goaltender Irene Sy with one eye on her. 2 players now behind the net for the Cardinals. Layton, make it 3 now. They'll swing it to the far wing. Well, Bedford, they've played, in comparison to Bishop Guertin, a little more packed on defense.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Come out with a challenge.
They're playing more conservatively. They're really staying settled on that 8-meter arc, so not pressing out on the ball, more so waiting for the players to come to them rather than stepping up to meet them. That can be a challenge, though, because if you get caught flat-footed, someone's going to run right by you. So you've got to stay on your feet, ready to approach.
Cruikshank, shot and score. The assist from Bella Dawson it went back and forth there. Ultimately, it's once again the freshman who lights the lamp. 5 goals now for Kaylee Cruikshank, and a 5-goal lead for the first time for Bishop Guertin.
Yeah, Kaylee Cruikshank, she is having a highlight reel type game. I especially like this play there. Again, she is really nifty with her stick. She's protecting the ball. She handles contact well, remains poised all the way through, and finishes. Giving Bishop Guertin now a much more comfortable lead. 5-goal lead heading into the fourth quarter is a time where they can, I think, take the foot off the gas just a little bit.
They've also put together the game's longest goal streak, now 4 unanswered, dating back to the closing seconds before halftime. 97 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Bedford gets a face-off win, and the Bulldogs need it. BG doubling up Bedford 10-5. Cardinals with a 7-3 record. And as you mentioned, 2 of those were 1-goal losses, including one against Westford, one of the better programs in Massachusetts. Bedford, an early loss against Londonderry, out-of-state loss of their own, had the Bulldogs at 1-2, but then 4 straight victories coming into tonight. That win streak is on the line and in jeopardy here. We get a whistle. Gibson was knocked down with inside of a minute to go. Bedford will keep it here. Bulldogs trying to avoid the shutout here, at least for the third quarter. They've been kept off the board. Got a free position shot, though. Bedford did cash in on one of the rare free position shots we've seen here tonight. Haven't been too many. Gibson, quick trigger, and another save in net for Emma Smith. Half a dozen stops now for the sophomore on her first start of the season.
Emma Smith is having a great game, and it feels more impactful even than just those 6 saves because they're coming at critical moments. That was a time Bedford on that free position towards the end of a quarter, could have swung the momentum a bit, but Smith comes up with a big stop, and she's been clearing the ball well as well.
I was about to say the clear game, so to speak, has been on point for the sophomore as well. The attack looked good in this third quarter. Yeah, we got a shooting space violation here. Hodgson Rogers, the defender, trying to stay with Dumont. Dumont gets her out of position, so it'll come from the near side wing here inside of 15 seconds to go third quarter. Cardinals threatening to open this thing up even wider. Dumont eyeing Sy, the goaltender. Goes to her right and then goes top shelf. Boy, that was pretty. Dumont now with a hat trick of her own. 11-5, the Cardinal lead.
Lola Dumont is just a powerful player in the way that she dodges and the way that she shoots the ball. It's good awareness there from her. She sees Muir for Bedford crashing in on her, and instead she hesitates and goes over the top of that defender and takes a bit of a longer range shot. So really high IQ play there off the free position.
Comes from a Lacrosse family, right?
Oh, she sure does, yeah.
So we're not really surprised when we see a Dumont make a high Q play.
Yeah, the Dumont family is they're not new to the New Hampshire lacrosse scene. Older twin brothers making a splash on the college scene now.
See, I teed it up for you nicely.
Yeah.
You threw it down.
Oh, I love the,
You haven't missed a step at all.
Oh, I love the family impact across the state. You see a lot of sibling duos who are successful, and it's fun to celebrate them as they graduate from New Hampshire lacrosse.
Right, brothers and sisters, really, we've seen come through both of these programs over the years. That's going to bring us to the end of the third quarter. It was a big one for Bishop Guertin. They didn't count that last goal? Nope, they just added it on the board now. 11-5, that is correct. So a 6-goal lead as we head to the fourth. Is that too high of a hill for Bedford to climb, or do the Bulldogs come back? We find out next. Fourth quarter coming up. You are watching our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by the New Hampshire Tomahawks.
New Hampshire Tomahawks promote the highest level of club lacrosse, not just in the state, but in the country. For over 20 years, 95% of New Hampshire All-Americans have been Tomahawks. Looking to get recruited? Their directors help each athlete find the right college fit through individual guidance, strong relationships, and consistent communication with college coaches. The New Hampshire Tomahawks offer year-round training camps and leagues for ages 3 to 18, with spring, summer, and fall elite teams. So play with the best. The New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com.
All right, ready for the conclusion here. Final 12 minutes of regulation, fourth quarter, about to commence here in Bedford. Nick Anastas, Kristen Cameron, glad to have you with us here on our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by the New Hampshire Tomahawks. Bishop Guertin seemingly has gotten stronger as the game has gone on. They jumped out to a 3-0 lead in the game's opening minutes. Bedford came back to make it close at halftime, 7-5, but how about a 4-0 third quarter for Bishop Guertin, getting good goaltending play from sophomore Emma Smith. And right now it's the Cardinals' game to lose as we head to the fourth quarter.
As strong as the Cardinals have been offensively, stringing that 4-goal run together, their defense is what has stood out to me. They have been rock solid. They stopped everything from Bedford. They caused turnovers, playing really high-pressure defense. So that is the kind of thing that will help you extend your season. If you can, string things together offensively, but also have, a really high-pressure, strong defense, that is looking good for the Cardinals.
Meanwhile, another face-off win for Bedford's Mary Lenti, who has been one of the bright spots tonight for Coach Hodgson. Hoping to trigger something here as Bedford sets up on the attack. The Bulldogs have not scored since the halftime break. Bedford at 5-2. Both teams in that top half of the standings. Everybody chasing Portsmouth. A win tonight for BG would be their 8th of the season. And they're 6th in their last 7 games. Bedford's going to have to do it from behind if they want to capture their 5th straight win.
Yeah, BG's played, I think, about 3 more games than Bedford has this season. And, given how condensed the high school season is, I think that extra experience, those extra reps are showing for the Cardinals right now.
A little further along down the road, right?
Yeah, more time to play together, to incorporate the strong freshman class that they have.
Speaking of freshmen, how about the freshman, Kaylee Cruikshank? 4 goals today, no 5, to lead the way for Bishop Guertin. 4 of those goals came in the first half, 3 in the first quarter. She adds 1 more in the third to give her 5, the game high.
Really impressive caused turnover by Sydney Brophy there, the senior captain headed to Merrimack. I like the way she caused the turnover, and then again another high IQ play. She kicks the ball out to create that space to get the ground ball and comes away with it.
Yeah, Brophy is quietly, I think, putting together a pretty good game here defensively.
Yeah, definitely a leader on that defense, and again one of those players who's highly communicative on the defensive end.
One of 6 seniors for Coach Santos. 2 minutes in, fourth quarter. BG in no hurry, leading here 11-5.
Yeah, we're starting to see, looks like Hodgson Rogers is face guarding a bit Lila Dumont. She may slide off of her, but definitely trying to deny her the ball right now.
Is that an adjustment, you think?
It is. I saw it a little bit in a couple sets ago. It doesn't seem like a face guard that's locked entirely in, but given the impact that Dumont can have as a Dodger and creating openings when people have to slide to her, I think it's a smart play.
Now Dawson goes one-on-one with room, but is pushed back out. Good job by the defender holding her ground for Bedford, Emerson Drawn. Cardinals will try it with Accomando now. Shot, score. Boy, may have surprised the defense there with the trigger pull. That one comes from deep and was relatively well guarded. Didn't matter. Accomando now has a hat trick, and BG's got a 12-5 lead.
Yeah, Accomando, she goes right over the top of Muir, the defender for Bedford. I think she just wasn't expecting her to shoot and release from that point. She really didn't create much separation between their bodies, but she was able to get her arms away from her body and sting a top right corner. That was a beautiful shot from Accomando, headed to Lynn University.
One of several NCAA commits on the Bishop Guertin roster. And Lynn's going to be getting a pretty good player there who can, I suppose, score when she wants to, right? Looking to score, I suppose, on that play.
Yeah, and a player, too, who is continuing to develop. Is just a junior and has more runway ahead of her before she gets to college. I'm really encouraged by what I see from her game. Again, that's a shot that was really impressive just in the way she didn't have much room, but had a really strong release.
Great job by Dumont. Going to win her own face-off and go right to the cage. Not enough shooting space there, though. She's wisely going to pull it back out, and the Cardinals set to work some more clock here. 3 minutes in, fourth quarter. We talked about Bedford's defensive approach, playing it somewhat conservative, respecting perhaps the speed of BG, but Bulldogs between a rock and a hard place now are going to have to come out and challenge. Accomando's shot won't get through. That ball is up for grabs near the crease. And Bedford's going to get the benefit of the whistle here.
Yeah, Accomando tried that exact same thing against Muir, but Cy came up with a big save there that gives her team a chance.
And Cy, unofficially 4 saves tonight for Bedford. Some of those shots, though, that she could not stop were just blazers, right?
Yeah, that's a tough position to be in a goalie when you've got some really strong shooters and, not much pressure from the defense.
After a quick restart, Bedford resumes the action here with 4 minutes now gone by, fourth quarter.
Yeah, if I'm Bedford here, under 8 minutes left in the game, you don't really have anything to lose being down by 7 goals. You might as well play fast. See what you can do, see what you can make happen just like that.
You're going to make it happen there. Pretty cut, pretty catch, pretty finish. Eloise Montagano has been one of the standouts tonight for Bedford. That's her 4th goal, first Bulldog score since halftime, and it's followed by an immediate timeout from Coach Hodgson. As Bedford looks to talk things over. As we get another look there, a contested catch and a nice bouncer on the finish.
Yeah, that was a critical goal for the Bulldogs, just to, they are still, a ways away from taking the lead, but just to show that they can fight back. They like what they see there. And now this gives them an opportunity to reset, to take a breather. We see both of these teams, they've largely had the same set of players on the field for most of the game. Not much substitution in the midfield. And so, taking advantage of every break is important.
Our broadcast tonight is brought to you by our presenting sponsors, the New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse. Find out more at nhtomahawks.com and also girls.nhtomahawks.com. By Beals Insurance, locations in Bedford, Londonderry, and Epping. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Visit BealsInsurance.com. By MG Sports Fundraising. That's fundraising made easy. MG Sports Fundraising is the official fundraising partner of Friday Night Lights New Hampshire. Visit mgsportsfundraising.com. Start raising money for your team today. And finally, by Jewett Construction. Come join us to build something great. Planning, architecture, construction management, and proud sponsors of their Trades Scholarship Program. Apply now at JewettConstruction.com. Nick Anastas, Kristen Cameron with you. It's our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by the New Hampshire Tomahawks. The BG Cardinals have led Bedford wire to wire so far tonight. Right now, doubling up the Bulldogs 12-6 as we move toward the midway point, fourth quarter.
We've seen some good things from the Bulldogs, though, especially in this draw circle with Mary Lenti holding it down there and coming away with key possessions for them. There's certainly an area for opportunity or for improvement for the Cardinals, especially when you come up against a team like Portsmouth. There are some other teams that are really strong in the draw circle.
And it's been mostly, almost exclusively, Mary Lenti versus Lola Dumont. Lenti gets help from the wing here as the Bulldogs secure the possession. They do get a whistle. And a restart on the way for the home team. Trying to sneak one in there was Eloise Montagano, but she's going to come back to the starting line here, says the official.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if official Gary Wong just issued a yellow card to Charlotte Accomando. It looks like she was sent off. I saw him hold up a 2, and he's jotting something down. So it looks like that will be at least a green card, likely a yellow card, just for that swing on that play. If you follow through all the way with your stick to the ground, then that's going to get called.
It leads to a shot and a score for Mary Lenti. Second for Lenti as the sophomore lights the lamp. Able to pull it in traffic there. Out in front for the score. Back-to-back goals now for Bedford. Still fighting here with 7 minutes and change to go. It's 12-7 BG.
Bedford playing with a sense of urgency there. Lenti cutting on the inside, finds that opening and shoots a little bit of an underhanded shot there. Bedford, they're playing the clock well. They know that they don't have that much time, no time to set up and play that settled, woman up scenario. They go to the cage and they make this game closer.
Well, you mentioned it, the urgency on display now for the Bulldogs. Everything's speeding up a bit, at least on the attack, right?
It is, and with the success that they've had in the draw circle, if Lenti comes away with another possession here, the Bulldogs are still a player up with that likely yellow card locked in for 2 minutes.
Commando in the penalty box without the headgear right now. Bedford with 3 EMO goals tonight. Something to build on moving forward. Meanwhile, another draw win for Lenti. So Bedford, they've got some light at the end of the tunnel. The problem is now, Kristen, they're really fighting a two-front war here inside of 7 minutes to go. This one clogged up just outside the slot, and we've got a pig pile. This one rolls dangerously close to the goal, kept out by Smith. May have backhanded that one away to make the save. 7 stops for Smith in start number 1 for the sophomore. It's been a rock at times tonight for Bishop Guertin. Meanwhile, the Cardinals are going to secure the possession with the timeout. Heads-up play by head coach Callie Santos.
Yeah, she didn't like what she saw there. I mean, at one point there was a pile up in the middle with almost every player on that half of the field going to the ball. Looks like the Cardinals got extremely lucky there with the ball almost just kissing that goal line. But Coach Santos, a smart play. Her team needed to reset there. I'm sure she's not thrilled with a yellow card at this point in the game. Let's see this ball one more time. Does it cross that goal line?
Takes a bounce with about an inch to spare, and then on the roll, it may or may not have crossed that white line. We'll let the viewers decide, but we, of course, up here in the booth have the benefit of the instant replay. But great camera work there by our own sideline guy, Matt Beals.
Yeah, that looked like it may have gone into me. I don't know if that's what you're seeing, Nick, but.
Well, it's only about what the officials see.
Yes.
So we'll stick with that. 6:32 to go. Timeout number 1 issued here to Bishop Guertin. And again, if you are in that huddle for Bishop Guertin, you're playing here with a 5-goal lead. You know Coach Santos well. What is she saying here to her players?
Yeah, they're going to want to, run a really clean clear right here. I expect leg it down the field, make a smart pass if there's one open, and then I think we'll see them settle and try and run this clock down, especially being a player down still. Yeah. They're going to want to work the ball around. Bedford has a chance if they want to go high pressure, send 2 to the ball, and so as long as BG can remain composed, I expect we'll see if they can get it down to that end and settle it, they will try and run this clock down even beyond the penalty.
Meanwhile, the rain has resumed. Thought we were in the clear there for a moment when it stopped after halftime, but the rain is back. We saw that throughout the first half, and it looks like we're going to see it over the final 6:32 as well. Players back on the field, set to resume. Cardinals with possession, a 12-7 lead on the board as they seek their 8th win of the season. Bedford set for a full field ride here. Not too many players can keep up with the speedy junior Lola Dumont, and that speed is on display here. Going to clear it herself, left to right, set things up now on the attack for her team.
Yeah, that makes total sense. Give it to one of your fastest players and let her run it down the field.
An errant pass here is going to send Bishop Guertin scrambling to the corner. The ball is turned over on an errant pass. It goes back to Bedford. Midway through this fourth quarter, it's been a pretty quick moving game. Had a 40-minute real-time first half. Got off the ground at 5:30. This one could end before the 90-minute mark. And that, of course, despite a combined 19 goals here tonight. We've also seen 2 penalties, both against Bishop Guertin. Lenti draws a slide. Hodgson Rogers is open, goes backdoor, trying to find Montagano, and Montagano in a crowd is going to score. Able to keep herself out of the slot, or out of the crease rather, and then beat Emma Smith. Bedford has scored now 3 straight, back within shouting distance at 12-8.
Yeah, that was a great sequence for the Bulldogs. I think they capitalized on some defensive chaos for the Cardinals rather than the Cardinals getting set up, further out from that 8, closer to that 12-meter arc. We saw a lot of them clumped inside, multiple players on Bedford who were left unmarked, and Montagano is able to finish on the inside. That was a hard one for Smith. It was almost quick sticked past her.
How about 5 now for Montagano, the Bedford senior, and 5 on the other side for the Bishop Guertin freshman, Kaylee Cruikshank. 2 standout individual performances here on the attack. Muir keeps it alive. That allows her Bedford teammate to come in and scoop up the ground ball. Emerson Drawn going to feed it ahead now, and Paige Gibson takes over, trying to power her way to the cage. Shot sent back by Smith.
Oh, that was so close. Smith helped out by that post there.
Was that a pipe?
Yeah,
it was.
It was
okay.
a pipe.
So Smith with still a half a dozen saves tonight. And as you said, some help from the cage itself inside of 5 minutes now. BG's lead still standing at 12-8, but the Cardinals have been kept off the scoreboard here in this fourth quarter. Bedford was shut out in the third.
Yeah, we're now seeing Bedford take a more Cardinal-like approach with their pressing out a little bit more on defense, denying some of those passes. But I think BG will just try and slow things down a bit here.
Clock ticking down towards 4 minutes.
Again, no shot clock, so they're not in any rush.
Cruikshank testing the waters. Gets rid of it. Butler swings it. Accomando. Dawson with a touch. And a game of catch breaking out here amongst the Cardinals as we slip inside of 4 minutes.
This is where you want to be really smart if you're these Cardinal attackers. It can be tempting to see a small opening and want to take it to the cage, but they've got to make sure it's a sure thing.
They're going to draw Bedford out here.
Yeah, no. Bedford has made a call to lock off.
Muir, the defender. Accomando picked up off the switch. Cardinals go behind the net. Inside of 3.5 to play. Accomando, goal line extended. Switches places with, not sure who that is. Oh, that's Layton. Layton, the junior attacker, is going to draw a whistle. Got hacked at there by one of the Bedford defenders. And we're now down to 3 minutes to play here in the fourth quarter. Coming up after the game, stats, highlights, analysis. Full recap on a town scoreboard. Post game. Going to bring our week 4 coverage to an end here. Hard to believe, Kristen, the season basically already halfway over.
It is flying by. We've got a championship week about a month out.
That's right. Always comes and goes very quickly. And I believe it's the shortest of the seasons, right? The spring lacrosse season at the varsity level is typically only an 8 or 9, sometimes a 7-week regular season. And then, as you mentioned, tournaments in June typically conclude within 10 to 12 days. Bedford running out of time. We're down at 2 minutes. Still a 12-8 lead for Bishop Guertin. Muir in a sea of green. Gets help from the referee.
Yeah, Bedford, I think, in a moment of a bit desperation to try and make something happen here. Muir's trying to do it herself, and so this is where that teamwork is really important. You got to keep the ball moving, get others involved. Great
defensive effort there by Olivia Baker. Sends the pass back down and then gets the ground ball, completes the clear, and now 90 seconds remain. LBG looking to hang on for their 8th win of the season. It would be their 6th victory in the last 7 games. They've got a big one coming up their next time out at Pinkerton, coming up on Monday. Bedford will hope to rebound later this week. Friday, they've got a game at Manchester Central / Manchester West.
1 minute remaining in the period.
Final minute. What's been a rain-soaked night here at Bulldog Stadium. Bishop Guertin closing in on what's looking more and more like a wire-to-wire win. Cruikshank has been the leader today, and she's going to add another one here with 45 seconds remaining. Goal number 6 for the freshman, a statement here on the road by the Cardinals. It's now 13-8.
Cruikshank puts a cherry on top. She sees an opening, and that was, one of those sure things. She saw a lane. They had the Bedford defenders drawn pretty far out. At one point I thought she could have gotten potentially stopped for a shooting space call. Looks like Bulldog, everyone attempting to crash in, but she's able to get that shot off in time, and really nice release.
If you're a right-handed goaltender, is it more difficult to pick up on the left-handed shots?
I think it more so depends on power and accuracy. If it depends, where the player is coming from, whatnot. But I think a shot like that is going to be hard for any goaltender.
Good play here on the wing by Dumont. Took it in overhead and sprints all the way back behind the cage for the Cardinals. It's going to bring this clock down to the final 30 seconds. Bedford is going to continue to fight here defensively until the final whistle. Cruikshank tracks down the loose ball, takes a jog directly behind the net now with 15 seconds remaining. Bishop Guertin has scored the first 3 goals tonight and never really looked back. Bedford was within 2 at halftime. A big third quarter for the Cardinals helped cement this one in what is going to end up as a 13-8 victory for Bishop Guertin. Cardinals helping their own cause in the standings. They're going to improve to 8-3. Bedford is going to see their 4-game win streak come to an end as the Bulldogs slip to 5-3. That does it. Final horn here at Bulldog Stadium. 13-8 is our final. BG is a winner. Coming up, full recap, stats, highlights, analysis, out-of-town scoreboard on the other side as well. You are watching our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week presented by the New Hampshire Tomahawks.
The New Hampshire Tomahawks promote the highest level of club lacrosse, not just in the state, but in the country. For over 20 years, 95% of New Hampshire All-Americans have been Tomahawks. Looking to get recruited? Their directors help each athlete find the right college fit through individual guidance, strong relationships, and consistent communication with college coaches. The Tomahawks prepare players to compete at the highest level, providing access to the best regional and national tournaments for maximum exposure. More than 1,000 alumni have gone on to compete at the collegiate level, including the ACC, Big Ten, Big East, Ivy, Patriot, NESCAC, NE10, and more. At the New Hampshire Tomahawks, players train with the same coaches and teammates, building elite skill, chemistry, leadership, and confidence. Every session combines high-level, position-specific instruction for all positions. The New Hampshire Tomahawks offer year-round training camps and leagues for ages 3 to 18 with spring, summer, and fall elite teams. So play with the best. The New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com. How can you reach your team's fundraising goals at no risk and no cost? MG Sports offers a variety of products to make your team's fundraiser a success. Their products include tickets and discount cards to hundreds of local businesses. MG Sports now has a digital platform where athletes can raise funds in the comfort and safety of their own home. So become another lacrosse program like Bedford, Goffstown, or Memorial that sets fundraising records every season. MG Sports, fundraising made easy. Visit mgsportsfundraising.com to start raising money for your team today.
Hampshire Tomahawks promote the highest level of club lacrosse, not just in the state, but in the country. For over 20 years, 95% of New Hampshire All-Americans have been Tomahawks. Looking to get recruited? Their directors help each athlete find the right college fit through individual guidance, strong relationships, and consistent communication with college coaches. The New Hampshire Tomahawks offer year-round training camps and leagues for ages 3 to 18, and spring, summer, and fall elite teams. So play with the best. The New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse.
13-8 is our final score. Bishop Guertin, a winner in Bedford. Nick Anastas, Kristen Cameron with you, and our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week presented by the New Hampshire Tomahawks. Bedford came in winners of 4 in a row. BG had won 5 out of 6, two of the hotter teams in the division. Cardinals proved that they came ready to play. 3 goals in the opening minutes, 2 from the freshman Kylie Cruikshank, another from Charlotte Accomando. Bedford took advantage of a penalty, scored back-to-back EMO goals 27 seconds apart, both by the same player, senior Eloise Montagano, who had a big night for the Bulldogs. BG got 2 in the final minute of the first quarter. Samantha Butler, and then Cruikshank's third came at the buzzer. Made it 5-2 after 1. Cardinals rode that momentum into the second quarter. Or I should say, Bedford countered that momentum with a third goal from Montagano. 5-3 at that point. Cruikshank made it 6-3, came up with a quick answer, and then Bedford back-to-back goals in the final minute 17. Mary Lenti, who had a big day in the face-off draw circle today, made it 6-4. Molly Muir's lone goal came on a free position shot, 6-5. And then Lola Dumont notched her first goal tonight, working hard both ways. That came with just 22 seconds to go before the break, and 7-5 BG was our score at halftime. Third quarter is when we saw the separation, as the Cardinals rattled off goals from Accomando, Dumont, Cruikshank, and then another from Dumont on a free position shot. That blew open the lead a bit, 11-5 after 3 quarters. Accomando with a hat trick stretches it to 12-5, 3 minutes into that fourth quarter. But Bedford does not give up. They pieced together 3 straight of their own in that fourth quarter. Montagano, Lenti, Montagano again to make it interesting, 12-8 at that point. Cruikshank, though, puts the cherry on the BG Sunday with her 5th goal coming in the final minute. 13-8 is the final score. Cardinals have now won 6 of their last 7. They sit at 8-3 overall. Bedford slips for the first time in 5 games and are now 5-3. Kristen, what do you think of both teams here tonight on a rainy night in Bedford?
Yeah, I think a well-rounded performance from the Cardinals, and especially standout was Emma Smith, who came up with some really key saves for them. I think a big opportunity area for the Cardinals to improve looking ahead to some tough games with Pinkerton and Portsmouth within the next week is to improve in the draw circle, where Mary Lenti was really strong for the Bulldogs, giving them key possessions that allowed them to stay in the game. The Bulldogs had some bright spots in their causing turnovers within the ride, being scrappy in transition. But ultimately, I just think that the Cardinals' defense was too much for them to surpass.
Impressive tonight for sure.
Impressive.
That unit in particular. And you mentioned Smith. Got to feel good as the sophomore gets her first start, gets her first win, and led the way with half a dozen saves tonight for head coach Callie Santos. BG, they've got the rest of the week off. They're in action, as you mentioned, in Derry on Monday when they take on another rival, the Pinkerton Astros. Bedford is back at it 2 days from now, a Friday contest, 4 o'clock at Central/West. Welcome back. It was good to have you, partner.
Fun to be back in the booth.
A good game to call for sure, and you and I will be paired up for these girls' broadcasts the rest of the way. I know a lot of viewers were asking about your absence, so to reassure the viewers, we're good to go the rest of the season. Our next Friday Night Lights broadcast comes your way Monday. We've got the boys' version of BG and Pinkerton on Monday night, so be sure to tune in then. I want to thank Corey Parker, my old friend, the athletic director here in Bedford, for making some accommodations for us. The press box was much needed. my old friend Bill Jennings and our colleagues over at BCTV. Always an ear-to-ear grin when I see Bill. And, of course, our sponsors who made the whole thing happen. Our presenting sponsor, the New Hampshire Tomahawks, of course, Beals Insurance, MG Sports Fundraising, and Jewett Construction. We appreciate the ongoing support. For our 1-2 punch behind the lens, the greatest videographer mother-son duo there is. That's, of course, Kristen Beals and Matt Beals. The whole thing orchestrated once again flawlessly by our director, the wizard of replay, the man behind the curtain. That's our director, Ben Beals, back in the Beals Insurance Studios. For executive producer Steve Beals and my partner, Kristen Cameron, my name is Nick Anastas, saying so long. Final score, final time. Bishop Guertin 13, Bedford 8. This has been a presentation of our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by the New Hampshire Tomahawks.